Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. Today we are back on the Birmingham Cross-City line at Four Oaks with a local down to Redditch in the snow. So yeah, let's hop in and get started. So, oh, I need to do safeties first. I always forget to do them first. DSD, normal, vigilance, AWS, and TPWS. Open the doors. You're good. Make sure coach lighting is on. And GSMR is on. And wipe controls are... wipers are on too. So yeah, welcome to Four Oaks. I already tried recording this video once today, and TPWS caused me to skid through that red signal right there. So yeah, I'm having to re-record, and I decided to go from Four Oaks instead of Litchfield Trent Valley because I didn't want to have to do all that again. Just a few more stops to Trent Valley up there, up that line. So yeah, if you're wondering what services you're doing, it's 2 Romeo 441 Four Oaks to Redditch. Just check. Yeah, everyone's seated nicely. Lovely. Oh. Right, Sander. Next stop, Sutton Coldfield in 1 mile. It's the Cross City line is actually quite cool because it's the entire because like its Train Sim Classic and Open BVE counterparts, it's the entire Cross City line. Not just a bit of it, but it's the entire Cross City line. Bromsgrove to Litchfield Trent Valley and Redditch branch, which is pretty cool. You don't have too many like end-to-end routes like this. Do have a 45 limit coming into effect. AWS just went off without there being a yellow or red signal ahead. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, that was an old style speed limit sign. That's pretty cool. .35 limit coming into Coldfield. Also, I totally forgot to mention it at the start of the video, I actually have a patch from the Train Sim community website for PC active that takes the dynamic suspension off of the Manchester Airport commuter 323 and adds it onto the Glossop and Cross City line 323s. So, just letting you know that I actually have that active, because the normal Birmingham and Glossop 323s do not have dynamic suspension to this day, despite having it implemented on the Manchester version. Welcome to Sutton Coldfield. We have a 50 seconds here. Bit of a shame the 323s aren't in use anymore. Nowadays they've all been replaced by West Midlands Rail 730 Class 730 Adventurers. And most of the West Midlands ones have either been A, scrapped, or sent off to Northern Trains. Which is slightly sad fate. I've actually seen Northern 323s at Preston in real life. They do the Manchester to Blackpool North run. Manchester Victoria to Blackpool North, I should say. And yeah, I can confirm that the sounds on this, from real life experience, I can confirm that the sounds on the 323 in TSW are spot on, which is quite nice. 60 miles an hour limit coming into effect. Next stop, Wild Green in just over a mile. One thing I do find a bit annoying about the cross-city line is north of Aston, there's basically no other traffic other than West Midlands Rail 323s, which might be prototypical for all I know, but it does create a very repetitive rail scene that I don't really like. Wild Green. As far as I know, the only non-323 traffic that does go north of Aston is a Class 37 hold rail tour off the Tees Valley that goes from Lichfield City down to Bronze Grove and back. Where's the DRA? Oh, it's there. Okay, that'll be helpful for... Ah, nope, there we go. Next stop, Chester Road in 0.7 miles. Having to use quite a lot of the sander today, which is annoying, but can't help it. Chester Road. Also, I forgot to mention that I don't have the SimTrack Centro, it's Class 323 gameplay pack, And I have no intention of ever getting it, so we won't see that today. Stop, please. Please. Thank you. Oops, I put it in Dodge 4 by mistake. Next stop, Erdington, in 0.6 miles. And 190 yards. This is a pretty tight timetable. If you aren't careful, you will be late. Especially in rough weather conditions like this. Okay, we have 1 minute here. Next stop, Gravelly Hill, in just over a mile. Okay, and it's and then we're not too far away from Birmingham New Street. And then after that, we'll start seeing a lot more traffic. So that's the 323. We do have a 50 limit coming into force after Gravelly Hill. Next stop, Aston in 1 mile. After Aston as well, we'll start seeing LNWR services going from Walsall to Wolverhampton. And then after Birmingham, and then Birmingham New Street, and after as well, we'll start seeing, we'll start seeing West Midlands Turbostars, Cross Country Turbostars, and Pendos. We do have a 20 limit coming into Aston. Oof, that's not good. Oh no, oops. Didn't mean to hit that. Okay, AWS just went off despite a green signal. Lovely. There's the 20 warning board. Yards. Oh, we will be there in plenty of time, it seems. There's the line to Wolverhampton. There's the 20 board. And there's another 323. Stop, please. Thank you. Welcome to Aston. A nice church over there. So yeah, we've got Aston, Duddeston, Birmingham New Street, Five Ways, University, Selly Oak, Bourneville, Kings Norton, Northfield, Longbridge, Barton Green, Alvechurch, and Redditch. What? Okay, that was weird. My throttle button wasn't responding. That's interesting. Next stop, Duddeston in 1.1 miles. There's 30 limit in force. Here's a LNWR 350 off of West Coast Main Line South, not Birmingham to Crewe. Let's take a quick screenshot, why don't we? Ooh, that's perfect. That looks pretty good. we'll start having massively varying speed limits coming into Birmingham New Street. Okay. AWS letting me know of a genuine yellow signal this time and not just going off randomly. I hate when it does that. This is also another stop, our LNWR services stop. Come on, NPCs, you've only got 30 seconds to get aboard. Sorry, you'll have to wait for the next train now. Next stop, Birmingham New Street in 1.5 miles, which is by far the biggest station we'll be stopping at today. And is by far the biggest station on the route. And from there we'll start seeing West Midlands and cross-country turbo star services. Until we'll see them all the way until we start on the Redditch branch. And we'll also see Pendolino services, but just at Birmingham New Street. We do have a 50 limit coming into force. And we have a 30 limit. Let's set the speed. Take us back. This is a 323. Shush. Double yellow. Oh, there's a LWR 350 on the WCML down there. I love the new timetable that Rivet made because it adds so much traffic onto this route rather than just with just the 323 it felt absolutely just empty. Now we're joining up with the West Coast main line. Shush. We've got a green signal into Birmingham New Street, and we also have a 10. Ooh, hello! Transport for Wales Class 150 off of the Cardiff City Network. I forgot that was a layer on this route, if I'm being honest. That's pretty cool. In real life, those services use a Class 158, but we don't have a Transport for Wales 158 in the game, so I'm just glad we see any TFW services at all. I honestly completely forgot that was a layer. I forgot we could see Transport for Wales stuff. Which is ironic, since in this time period, 2019, it was Arriva. It was just transitioning from Arriva to Transport for Wales, and the 150s didn't carry that livery. So that's slight historical inaccuracy. But yeah. And now we'll start seeing light-making issues with the overhead catenary in the tunnels, and also with the benches in New Street, which is very annoying since, since that's never been fixed in the almost 3 years this route has been out. Hate that. If all aboard studios are able to fix that for Birmingham to Crew, then why weren't Dovetail able to fix it? Oh, whoops. Ah! Sorry, I'm fiddling around too much. Ooh, hello. There's a Pendo over there. Pendo over there. Looks like a 350 over there. And a cross-country turbo star there. I'll keep the wipers on because otherwise you lose score even if you're under shelter. Is that Turbostar heading to Nottingham? I think it is. I might take a screenshot with this Turbostar if we get parked in the correct spot. I don't know. No, we won't. It's a stroke 6 Turbostar. Nice. That's the only cross-country stock I have currently because, well, I know that about the Class 220. I refuse to get that until it goes on a sale. Ooh, West Midlands Turbostar over there. I refuse to get the either the Riviera line or the 220 until they go on a pretty decent sale because they're not worth it full price. Red signal, so DRA on. Okay, we're here for the next 2.5 minutes, so since we're in reverse or neutral, I can go and wander around. And vigilance won't kill my system, so let's have a look. We've got an LNWR 350 over there with the appropriate branding. Let's go and have a look. We've got a cross-country Turbostar, which I think is just left. West Midlands 170/5 heading to Hereford. We've got LNWR 350s, Pendolino poking through over there. There's a lot of traffic here now, which I love. I love how there's so much stuff going on at New Street now and not just 323s. There's another 323 pulling in. Yeah, look at all this traffic. So yeah, you're heading cross-country Turbostar's heading to Leicester. The West Midlands is heading to Hereford. That 323 is going back to Four Oaks. That 350 is going to Rugeley, Trent Valley, and that Pendolino is going to Euston. And we've got a Turbostar over here heading to Shrewsbury. That's so cool, the amount of traffic variety. And Birmingham to Crewe has even more stuff, to be fair. And also, there are slots in the timetable for Rivet Games to put the Class 220 Voyager into this timetable. They knew about it, so they deliberately left slots in to the timetable to implement the Class 220 Voyager, as well as Alan Thompson also did that as well for the class for the Voyager as well on Manchester Airport Commuter. I don't really want to get Manchester Airport Commuter, but I do want to get Alan Thompson's Class 90 when that comes out. Green signal, DRA off, notch 3, Sander. Next stop, 5 ways in 0.7 miles. And we're stuck at 10 miles an hour. Thanks, that's one thing I don't like about New Street, the highly restrictive 10 miles an hour limit. Why was that implemented in the first place? Ooh, there's a cross-country Turbostar coming in. Nice. Double car stroke 5. Nice. We will be able to go up to 20, then 40 miles an hour. There goes the line off toward Crewe. Clear up to 20. More light baking issues. We've got greens for days. Clear up to 40 miles an hour with 800 yards to go. Nice. I didn't realize I didn't have that achievement yet. I've been doing a lot of Birmingham stuff on the channel recently. I've just been having a bit of a Birmingham moment. I'm sure no one said that about the real life Birmingham, but... No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure Birmingham's a lovely city. Ooh, almost a minute early. Yeah, buddy. My brakes seem to be having fun. I don't know why, but okay. Next stop, University in 1.7 miles, which is also a place where the West Midlands and cross-country Turbostar services stop. Sorry about that. I didn't want you to be deafened by my sneeze, so... This was a 323. A section of track where I can stay at line speed and aren't slowed down by having to do station stops, but I guarantee it won't last long. The speed limit of 60 kicking in after Birmingham University. So yeah, we started off here and now we're here. But stations after Birmingham after University do start to become more widely spaced. If I got the heater turned up all the way. No, I don't. Oh, I've driven 32.3 miles. Nice. Forgot to turn the heating up. Oops. So I've been freezing in the cab this whole time. Didn't know. Here's university. What's pretty funny about the new timetable is because this route terminates at Brom's Grove, cross-country services in real life only stop at New Street and University, and they do not stop at Brom's Grove in real life. But if they didn't stop at Brom's Grove in game, they would only have 6 playable minutes for each service, and the rest would be AI. So I think it's a good concession for playing. It's just an artifact of the way the route was developed in the first place, sadly. University's a relatively big station, I must say. If we have a look around, wow. There's some big buildings over there. Rather brutalist buildings too. Ugh. Next stop, Selly-Oaken, 0.7 miles. Selly-Oak. Oh wow, that was a very short stop at Selly-Oak, I must say. Next up, Bourneville in 1.1 miles. Ooh, there's a West Midlands Rail 170/5 double set. Nice. Having that traffic massively increases the immersion on this line, I gotta say. Hello. Flashing double yellow. I do have London Midlands signal visibility mod. I didn't mention that earlier because it didn't really matter, but Yeah, that's how we can see the signal from that far back. That's pretty cool. Was that a teddy bear? Wait a minute. I could have... Oh, it's one of those teddy bear collectibles. I didn't even notice that. That's cute. I didn't even notice that there before. It's pretty funny. That was a very short stop at Celio. It was like 10 seconds, doors open, doors close, out. Oh, I forgot Bourneville was like this really purple station. Really interesting. It's the only station on this line which is like fully purple. Oh, and I just realised why. It's because of Cadbury's, isn't it? Because Bourneville, I just remembered, is where the HQ of Cadbury's chocolate is located. So that makes sense. Cadbury's purple. It's a purple station. That's actually pretty cool. It took me until now to realise that. For heaven's sake. So what stops have we got left? We've got Kings Norton, Northfield, Longbridge, Bark Green, Alvechurch, Redditch. Kings Norton is where there's actually the line splits into 4 separate tracks, so we could have a Turbo Star overtaking us. Start moving, please. Thank you. Next stop, Kings Norton in 0.9 miles. And we're still running to schedule, which is very nice. Come on, buddy. Let's get up to speed. Oh, hello, AWS. Flashing single yellow, I think? Yeah, flashing single yellow. Actually, no, flashing double? Flashing single? It's hard to tell. Flashing single, okay. It's very nice to have the signal visibility mod, because sometimes signals are not too... You can't really see what aspect they are in, like, low visibility conditions, so it's very nice to have that. 45 limit in force, 30 limit about to come into force, green signal. There we go. Limit still in force, and then 70 limit comes into force after Kings Norton. There's another 323. Performance is actually doing really well. 40 FPS this far into a run for me is actually pretty good. Shush. See the double yellow. No need to worry. Wonder if we have any turbo stars overtaking us. Let's have a look. Oh, hello. Birmingham New Street to Hereford. So that's a West Midlands rail service. The cross-country services are mainly Cardiff Central to Nottingham. So yeah, we have a singular 170/5 West Midlands rail going to overtake us, which is pretty cool. beans. Next stop, Northfield in 1.5 miles. Actually, I don't want to open a window, it's cold out there. Double yellow aspect. That's presumably because I'm on the slow line and the turbo star is going to be on the main line? Fast line. I almost said main line, but yeah, it's not technically not correct. We're clear up to 70 miles an hour, which is, I think, our fastest we've been able to go today. See if we can get up to it. Maximum beans. In autumn, there's actually 3 RHTTs parked here if you have that pack, which I found out a couple of videos ago. No sign of Mr. Turbo Star yet. We do have a red signal after Northfield, so I will have to be careful, because last time I had a red signal after a station in the 323, the TPWS kicked in and I skidded across the station and through the red signal, meaning I had to restart the run. So I do want to slow down early just so the TPWS just blow up in my face. Yeah. Start slowing down, like, earlier than we would have otherwise. What's interesting about this section is the 2 outside tracks are electrified for the cross-city services, and then the 2 inside lines are unelectrified for the West Midlands Rail diesel and cross-country services. Any sign of Mr. Turbo Star yet? No. You can tell there was a station for those 2 inner platforms at some point. Looks as though the platform's been abandoned now, and the station buildings have been dismantled. Red signal. Put the DRA on. I think it's because after this, the signaling is letting the Turbo Star through first before letting me through, which makes sense. I've got 4 more places to stop than that Turbo Star does. Okay, that NPC is trying to walk off the platform. The NPCs are really doing the Michael... That NPC was doing the Michael Jackson, just walking into a visible wall and walking. That was pretty funny. Oh, I forgot to set the DRA. There we go. There was the Turbo Star. Hey, zooming to Hereford. My goodness. Next stop, Long Bridge in 1 mile. Come on, move. Thank you. Do have a 45 limit kicking in Long Bridge. And it's a red signal again, so I'll have to be careful about the TPWS again. This was the 323. 45, there's the 45 board. Yards, and then we have a 20 limit after kicking in after Long Bridge. Before the West Midlands and Cross Country pack came, Turbo Star pack came out, the 2 inner fast lines were hardly ever used. The only services that used them was 1 Class 66 service, few RHTT services, and then a couple of GWR HST moves by from Great Western Express. I'm glad those lines are finally properly in use. Oh, I shouldn't have probably have activated the emergency brake, but yeah, I really overshot that stop. My goodness. DR8 needs to be set this time. So Bart Green is next, and that's where we turn onto the Redditch branch. Oh, we're actually here for the next minute and a half. Nice. And then after that, we're routed onto the main line toward, well, not main line, but fast line. Next stop, Bart Green in 2.5 miles. I think that's our longest gap between stops yet. There's a 323 parked off to the side there. That's Longbridge to Four Oaks. Okay. I didn't know there were services that started at Longbridge. Okay. We're clear up to 90 miles an hour, which is our legal maximum. I don't think we'll get up to 90 by the time we need to stop for Bart Green, but we might as well try. Performance is actually doing really well. It's hovering at 60 FPS despite me recording. We do have a double yellow. Oh, are you serious? We won't be able to get up to 90. Slow line has rejoined. Can I compromise my visibility? Yes, I can. I can try driving blind. Obviously, that is not recommended. That's just asking for disaster. Driving blind and HUDless is literally like the worst thing you could possibly do. There's the 323. The 15 limit is for us transferring onto the Redditch branch. Might be like getting into Barnt Green, but doesn't really matter. Just taking into account that red signal. So yeah, all we'll see now are Redditch branch 323s. Won't see any more turbo stars, I'm afraid. This is a really tight turn, I must say. Wow. So yeah, we've got Alv Church and Redditch left. So this is our third to last stop of the day. Next stop, Alv Church in 1.4 miles. Easy. Round the turn, buddy. Goodness, this is so slow. This is so aggravating, having to go around this turn at 15. Oh, and for the first time today, we're on a single track line. I think this is the only part of Birmingham Cross City which goes down to single track. Clear. Now we're clear up to 40 miles an hour. Ah, finally. Gradients on the Redditch branch are also quite annoyingly steep, so we will have to be careful. Got 2 minutes to do 1 mile. How hard can it be? I know, famous last words, but yeah. 0.9 miles. If you are interested in, if you have Diesel Railcar Simulator, then you can actually get the Redditch branch on Steam Workshop. There is a recent mod release on the Steam Workshop for Diesel Railcar Sim that has the Redditch branch set in the 1960s when the line was still unelectrified. So, if you are interested, yeah, it's on the Steam it's on the Steam Workshop for Diesel Railcar Sim. It's decent. I've given it a go. One cool thing about Diesel Railcar Sim is you've got the route and locomotive building tools, which are apparently quite easy to use. I haven't given them a try myself, but yeah. I wonder what route I would build if it was the 1960s. I might do that. Who knows? All right. Of Church. Slightly late, but oops, did not. Shouldn't have activated the emergency brake, but got a green signal. We don't have any signal. Next and final stop, Redditch in 3 miles. We'll be clear up to 70 miles an hour. Pity we couldn't get up to 90 miles an hour on the stretch down to Burnt Green, but hey, it is what it is. Notch 4. Should be able to get up to line speed relatively quickly. That's another 323. We've seen a lot of 323s today. Cut the power so we could coast back to 60. Doesn't really matter if we stick at 60 or 70. I do like the dynamic suspension patch. It really does increase the immersion with the... .50 limit, and we're back to single track. 70 limit in force with 30 warning board. Hard to believe the 323s were built before the privatization of British Rail. I think it was like 1993, something like that. But these things were built like a year before the privatization of British Rail. That was one of the worst decisions when it came to the British Rail network. Privatization was not a good idea. Thanks, Mrs. Thatcher. Anyway, probably shouldn't have said that. I'm trying to keep this. I try to keep this channel as non-political as possible. And yeah, I say that. Anyway. Unfortunately, railways have always been inextricably bound up with politics, and can't really avoid it. Don't know why it says we have a 90 limit coming into force after Redditch. That's literally, the 90 bit is where a buffer is. That's funny. Don't know why that... What? I do not know why the track monitor does that, if I'm being honest. .500 yards to Redditch. yard to cut the power. There's another teddy bear, which I've already gotten. You can see his orange vest. That's the end of the line. DRA off and taillights. Welcome to Redditch, everybody, after a somewhat uneventful trip from Four Oaks. Just wait for the passengers to leap happily on to happily deboard. And lock. Oh, I don't have to lock the doors. And there we go. Wow, that's a graph and a half. Boing, 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 all over the place. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be all for this video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.